Hi there, Capricorns. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm Astrogirl, and we're looking at June 29 through July 5. So we're well and truly into the second half of 2015. And starting us off this week, or Wednesday, is a full moon in your sign, clearing out your emotional closets, as Eminem would say. Eminem's a Libra. He's not a Capricorn. But still, I always feel like that song is very astrological in that it's all about getting rid of all that clutter. And as a Capricorn, you can sometimes, not that I'm saying you're a hoarder. I'm just saying that being an earth sign, you can hang on to things sometimes, cards or, flowers that you've pressed or presents and things like that, people's clothing that you no longer have a need for. And maybe this is a good time for you to clear out your emotional and physical closets. Have a yard sale, have a garage sale, get rid of all that stuff. And now Neptune, which is the planet of fantasy and dreams and, just basically what we fantasize about. For example, everyone fantasizes about something or someone. It is riding shotgun with your full moon, and it's having a very positive impact on your full moon, which is on Wednesday, July 1st. And at this full moon, Neptune is in balance with both the sun and the moon, bringing out all of its positive qualities, including artistic creativity, heightened sensitivity, and compassion for others. And as well as having a full moon in your sign, there's a nice, sweet makeout session with Venus and Jupiter in Leo, which for you is your 8th house of joint resources and investments. If you have money invested with somebody, if, for example, you share a home, you share a car, you share property, you share an inheritance, for example, this is a time to make sure that everything's on the up and up, that you're not being ripped off, and that the other person is feeling good about things too. So it's a check-in time. And with your full moon as well, and with Mars, the planet of energy, the spark plug of the zodiac in your relationship zone, it's a very good time for you to know instinctively and intuitively who's good for you and who isn't. And for those people who are not a good influence, and you know who they are, it's time to put them on the back burner. It's time to slowly but surely weed them out of your life. Clean your emotional closets, because full moons come around only once. However, in July, we have 2 full moons. The first one is in your sign, July 1st, and the second one is in Aquarius, July 31st, which is your second house of money and self-esteem. So there's definitely money issues all month long. And if you know exactly what I'm talking about, it's very important that you don't go into any sort of excessive behavior financially, that you keep on the straight and narrow, that you are aware of what's being spent, and that you are aware of what's being made, and you can balance the two accordingly. You've really got to be aware of giving people money, loaning people money, or asking for a loan yourself, because when will you be able to pay it back? So all of those things you should be taking into consideration. Over the weekend, it's the 4th of July in the US, of course, and interestingly enough, when the US was born in 1776, the moon was in Aquarius. So this is quite a special time for people living in the US. And this is a time when you will feel as if, whatever news station you turn on, there's going to be updates and controversy about race relations pretty much all over the world. So I find it interesting, and I'm hoping that we can, when we look at the Declaration of Independence, freedom and equal justice for all, it's actually a bit of a joke right now. So let's hope that the recent killings and the recent violence gets us all back to where we need to be, which is having just peace and harmony. I mean, life's hard enough without going to the movies or going to church or, being a victim of road rage and being shot. It's just unbelievable what happens in the day-to-day world. Have a wonderful week, and I will speak to you again next week.